Hello, I'm here today to do a flip through of these two Christmas junk journals that will be available in my Etsy shop this Sunday, November 20th at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I will be uploading probably a total of 5 videos with 2 journals each to flip through in case you're interested in purchasing one or just for inspiration, whatever the case may be. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first one I'll flip through is this Boxy Twins junk journal, and I will have the dimensions and number of pages and everything in the Etsy listing. I don't have that prepared, but I just kind of want to give you a flip through so you can see all the pages, because I think that the video flip through is a lot more informative than just the 10 photos that you can add to Etsy. So for this one, I did do a hard spine with a hardcover book, and then I didn't want to cover up the writing, so I stitched the cover directly to the spine, so you can see the stitching in the sewing machine with the sewing machine. It is 3 signatures, and it has a removable little bookmark tassel with some gumball beads and candy canes, little peppermint candies, Christmas bulbs, and a little glass Santa at the end here. And then here's a look at the cover and the back. It's from the top and the side. I added lots of little cute paper clips and kind of went all out on decorating these guys. I just kept adding and adding and adding because it's so fun to go overboard for Christmas. But so when you open it up, I did make snippet rolls for all of the Christmas journals, and so this is a part of one of them. You've got some vintage and newer fabrics mixed together and some trims, and then I just made a journaling card here for the front. This paper is super cute. If you don't know what it is and want to know, just leave me a comment and I'll look it up. I didn't look it up before the video, but just kind of a flip through. This is a book page from another vintage Christmas book and some vintage wrapping paper. It's kind of the thicker textured wrapping paper. It's really nice. And a little paper clip here with some dangles and a vintage postcard. This is my favorite Christmas vintage postcard. And it's actually says that it was made in Tampa, Florida, which is where I live. So I thought that was really cool. I have a few of those left. And a little doily. And then with the snippet roll, I also made some tabs here and a vintage greeting card. I left this one. You can seal this here to make a pocket, or you could slit this open to make extra journaling space, whatever you decide. And here's a vintage Santa napkin and another book page image with a vintage price ticket, some accounting ledger paper. This is kind of cool because it has 1 through 30, but you could add 31 here. So if you wanted to do a December daily, you could kind of write one thing for each day using that if you wanted to. Another vintage postcard, and this is a side pocket here. And I don't know if this is a true vintage card, or if it's kind of vintage inspired, but it's got cute graphics on it to make into you could make that into a little miniature journal, or just journal on the inside of it. And a Betty Crocker recipe card. I did leave the book page flaps for you if you want to add your own pages to this. You could just glue the pages here and here. Or add some scrapbook paper, whatever you like. And then this is the other side of the napkin that I made into a pocket. And if you saw my 2021 Christmas junk journal that I did, my personal one. This is like the perfect little spot to add a photo. Just an idea. Or you could journal on some cardstock and place it here, whatever you'd like. This is a used Christmas card, so if you wanted to, you could cover this up. Another tab from the snippet roll. And then a recipe card and another paper clip. Little Santa applique, book page. This is part of a vintage gum wrapper chain that I thought was cute for a little tab here. A note cap and some stationery, some ledger paper. None of these stickers are, I usually, if I want something to be permanently attached, like a sticker, I will put extra glue on the back, but none of them have glue on the back. So if you wanted to, you could carefully peel this up and move the sticker around. And some Christmas stationery with another tab. Vintage postcard. I just kind of slid this underneath this part of the snippet roll. So you could just take, I mean, a lot of things are paper clipped in so that if you want them there, you can more permanently attach them, or if you want to just take everything out and kind of start with a blank slate to make it your own, you could do that too. This is some vintage wrapping paper. And then I also took some of the fabrics that I made using the snippet rolls with and made some washi tape. So I put that along the edges. A vintage post-it with the cutest little illustrations. And this is a playing card and a little guest check type thing. For the strings on this one, I left them long and tied them in a bow. In case you want to untie them, you can add some buttons or charms. And here's another vintage milk cap. And another part of the snippet roll as a little pocket with a journaling tag. This is just a little journaling spot. I added cardstock to the back and stitched around it. And then these are kind of cool. These were, I think I got these last year or the year before at Michael's. These are not vintage. Their little name, like to and from ticket tags that you would place on gifts. And I thought these would make the cutest little journaling spots, or like you could pull some papers and sew and make a little tiny journal in here if you wanted. And behind it is a Denison seal and some play money. And then here, there's a little vintage yo-yo. It's just paper clipped on, so you could place it where you want. And some music paper. Another little clipped on tag. A vintage greeting card. Again, you can close it in or open it up. Doily. The paper clip and tab. This is a cut apart from the paper line. I stitched some cardstock to the back. More vintage wrapping paper. Book page. This is a printable. I believe it's from Molly's Mantle. And some book pages. More little goodies paper clipped in. This is some vintage stationery. This is a perforated gift tags, and I thought this would make a really cute journaling card, but in case you want to take them off and use them as gift tags or little tabs on the side, or just adding ephemera to photos, whatever. So I just left them all connected so you can do what you want with them. And a little vintage tally. I'm sorry, my phone, I keep hitting my phone so it's moving. And a vintage soda label. And then a vintage coaster to match the napkin. This is a playing card and a postcard clipped in. another postcard. And then, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. If you didn't see my last video, I apologize for my voice. This is a printable image from KB and Friends, a telegram, and a little vintage gum wrapper. So that is the end of the Boxy Twins. It's quite chunky, but if you have a lot that you want to add, you can take a lot of these items out and move them around, use them in other places, in other ways, and then you have more space for your own photos and things like that. So that is the Boxy Twins. And now we'll do Christmas is Coming. It's the same thing. It has a removable charm bookmark tassel with similar elements. So that can be placed wherever you'd like. And then this is made from a Wonder Book. Another hard spine with the cover stitched directly so that I didn't cover up the writing. And then the back does show quite a bit of wear, just so you know you're aware. It's a vintage, I think this one's from 1952 or 1957. It has 3 signatures. I did not cover up the inside cover paper because it's so cute. So you can kind of choose to do what you'd like with that. This is the first page, and then some pom-pom trim. This is a little library pocket that I made in case you want to add it to the front, either side, or you can just use it anywhere else in the book. It's just paper clipped in. A lot of the same elements, so I won't go through too much. The vintage price ticket, vintage book page. These book pages are from this book, but all of the book pages are not included. This is some of the older computer paper with the perforated, little extra perforated thing where it would fold in and out. I'm not really sure what that's called, but a tab from the snippet roll, a little greeting card with a eggnog cake recipe on the back. You could cover that up if you wanted to. And then this is a vintage postcard. The same vintage wrapping paper. All of them, I don't know if I've added them all in. All the journals that are purchased this year will come with a little Scrabble tile that I've added an image to. It's a printable image and then covered with a little plastic covering thing here. So they will all come with that. If you don't see one, I'll make another paper clip and add it. If you've purchased a journal from me before, you know that I always add little surprises in extra goodies, any cutoffs of paper that I have for you to use as you're making it your own. This is some vintage wrapping paper. This was a little memo sheet. And then some more of the washi tape that I made with the fabric. This is also part of a different snippet roll that I've made. Some journaling spots, book page. This is another journaling card and paper clip. Lots of room to make it your own. The tally, journaling spots, and a bingo card. Some more of that washi tape. Vintage postcard. And this is the tags for this one. And the little coaster. Like I said, lots of things just paper clipped in. The doily. A yo-yo. This is paper clipped in also, so you can move it around. And then this is the page that gives, yeah, so 1952 is the copyright. And then here I just added this little tab to this book page, and so you can scoot that underneath there if you want to keep it there, or you could put a picture. So whenever I see book pages, I think like, well, what are you going to do with the book page? So this is one idea, and you wouldn't have to use a journaling card. You could put a photo and make a little tab and leave it open right there so that you could stick a photo there, and then you have the cute book page and then kind of make it functional. Another idea I thought of would be to use some transparency and make a pocket, and then you could slip things in, but then if you didn't have anything in the pocket, you could still see the whole image. So just another idea. Some vintage stationery, a tab with a little snowflake. This is a vintage postcard. A vintage postcard. This is a Christmas bingo sheet. Little journaling spot. This is some more of the gum wrapper chain as a tab, and these are some pockets. This is a printable. I believe it's from Molly's Mantle. Some wrapping paper. Another journaling spot clipped in. And these are all from the cutter parts of the paper line. And like I said, the stickers are not permanently glued, so if you're careful, you can lift them up and move them around and then add some glue. Another vintage reading card and some Denison seals. The napkin in this one. A ledger paper. Some Santa stationery. I think that stationery is so cute. Music paper. And this is a vintage postcard and a bingo. Another postcard. Here's a vintage photo, just kind of slid in here. Some play money. And a vintage dime wrapper. And this is a little pocket if you want to stick something in there in the back. And that is the end of this wonder book. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the flip through of Christmas is Coming and the Boxy Twins. Like I said, these will be for sale in my Etsy shop on November 20th, this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you.